Hi there, I'm Allie Elliott.
Hi everybody, I'm Allie Elliott. Welcome to my stream today. We're going to continue where we were just a few days ago, working on competition images, some compositing, titling, all of that good stuff. And some of my Facebook friends gave me some topics, completely random topics to discuss, just to kind of pass the time. We've got a little background music. Tell me what you think about that. So let's go. All right, so we're back to, right now the current title is Sugar Plum, well, it was Sugar Plum Kitty, and now we are adding kitties to the mix. So it is a good chance, I think, to update that title to make it something, I'm kind of leaning towards Dance of the Sugar Plum Kitties. It's a little bit long. I don't like long titles, but there's some crazy long ones earlier this year on ASP that didn't seem to bother them. But if I can think of something shorter, I'm gonna. Okay, so I'm going to keep working. This is kind of the tedious part of, I'm gonna turn the music down on my end and let me know if it's a little much for you or if you even hear it. And you can see what the songs are in the chat. Okay, so we're back to the kind of tedious, cutting out the kitties, and then we're gonna work on coloring them today. Oh no, okay, now my computer is not gonna cooperate. So I've got some questions to go over today, and then I've also got to have to start narrowing down my case for the big competitions. Okay, that just worked out of nowhere. Okay, so it's partially working. This is gonna be exciting. So I've got to start narrowing down my case. So you get 4 in photographic open, which is just the picture. And then you get 4 in master artist, where you give the guide images to. And you can use images that you don't photograph yourself. I've never done that. I have no plans to do that. I'd rather take, a cell phone picture that I took and work with that than use stock imagery, because that's just kind of how I operate. Okay, I'm out of breath today. The air quality is not good. Okay, and if I moved the whole cat. No, kitty. All right, this cat listens like my real cat. We are new to having a cat. So, my 8-year-old is great at it. I like a good kitty snuggle when she's really sleepy. Okay, and this is a little bit hard to see. I'm going to try not to squint at it. I can see I've got some trail, some kind of residual. I'm going to try and keep some texture. Well, let's see. So yeah, we're trying to keep the fur texture alive and well. Now this was shot in the basement, no natural light, and just an ice light. Just trying to get the jumping shape, just to see if we could get her to cooperate at all. And she did pretty well, but we've got some like blown areas. But we have the basic shape down. So if I need to get her in a better lighting situation and just get a paw here, some fur chunks here and there, we can handle that. But we can get the layout down. Okay, cool. So we'll keep working on the cutouts here, and we'll see. Now then I do stuff like that, and it's gonna take longer than necessary. See, Kitty's got this whole blown out side to her arm that we'll have to correct, so we can bring back some texture, some fur, and just get that detail back. Oh man, she's running slow. I might, if Photoshop keeps running like this, I'll take a little break. I think there's an update. So I'm just doing big sweeping cutouts right now. And you can see all of the noise in here. A fair amount will need to be reshot, but I consider this part like a sketch. So I just want to get the composition right, the layout right. I want to know that that's the direction I want to head in before investing a lot more time into the fur and the details and all that good stuff. Okay, so now we'll go in with a little bit. We'll just go in with like a size 10 brush and work on that. And then in just a few minutes, I'll get into the questions. I asked some Facebook friends, some social media friends to just give me some really random questions, like kind of icebreaker type questions, and they were good. It's so hard. I feel like when you're asked to produce something random, but you already see the answers that somebody else gave, then it stops being random and it starts being the direction that the first person to answer went, and that didn't happen. So good job. Good job, social media friends. Do I want to keep that little nub? I think we'll probably end up reshooting this hand anyway, so I'm just going to leave it for the time being. And it's nice out today. Went on a nice walk, and it's going to snow again tomorrow, which I'm fine with. I like the snow. It'll be ending soon enough. We'll get to our barbecues and swimming. I'm a Midwestern girl. I love a good change of seasons. And we had a crazy storm the other night, but didn't actually produce any damage, so it's the best kind. It's the kind where you listen to the wind and you lay in bed and go, I wonder if I should seek shelter. But I didn't. All right, so we'll just keep going around Kitty's fur. So we've got pretzel rocks going on in the background to give us a little background music. So what I would like to do, and I haven't done a lot of animals. I did merit an image with a dog. I'll share that with you because that's a fun little, I'll give my hand a break. I tend to grip the stylus when I'm using, especially for this stuff, grip it really hard. So let's see, when did I do that? I think it was in 19 or 20. No, you know, maybe did I do that? Maybe I didn't. Interesting. Why didn't I enter that? I wonder what year it was. I thought this would be a quick and easy grab, and it's not apparently. So let's see. I know it wasn't from last year. Well, here is an old version of it. No, that's not even close. We got some synthesizers. Okay, districts. There it is. Okay, this is the one that I was talking about. So this is the first dog or cat furry animal. I had a chicken in one years ago, and looking at that chicken, I clearly didn't know how to treat the feathers at the time either. This is the first furry pet portrait that I completed for competition. And this guy, first of all, was the cutest dog ever. He was a puppy, or maybe she, I don't remember, but it was a puppy, and it was like 9 or 10 months old and acted like a puppy in every way. It was just enormous. This is, of course, a composite, because I'm not going to put a sleeping baby on a giant friendly dog, you know, no matter if they were brother and sister or not, or sisters. But so this is a composite. He was a really, really good dog. I'm just going to say he, because I don't know. I don't remember. I actually think maybe it was a girl. But the point is, the fur is a whole different animal, if you will excuse my pun, because it's not like human hair where you can, you know, create a flow, and it's all, you've got all these different textures of fur. You've got like the fur underneath that's a little softer and fluffier, and then the paw fur, and then there's the really shiny fur that kind of catches the light. This actually, and this, you know, with the compositing, with the bringing the fur up over the fingers, and it's all those little details. And then this on top of it is super textured. So all these textures, which I love, but this is the first time I ever treated fur for a competition, and I think I got really lucky because this fur, and because I was in studio, enabled me to maintain all of that detail. Even down here on the, you know, the tail highlight and the paws and everything. So I appreciate this dog for being so kind to me. My own cat, however, is a little more difficult. Not impossible, but it will take some time. And so that's why we're in this kind of tedious doing and redoing. What you need, baby?
I'm gonna go get my Angola.
Okay. Okay. Uh-oh. Is that cat's leg? I can't tell. I think maybe I went into the leg a little bit, but I mean, who needs a leg? Okay, no, maybe not. It's kind of hard to tell. Like I said, this is all going to be, I suppose I could just go ahead and bring Kitty back into my studio. But as you can see, I was trying to avoid that because she's very fast. And we've got her little carrier, you know, it would be safe, but I think it would be fairly frustrating for all the humans involved. Okay, and I'm going to leave that hard edge right now because I'd like to go over that later with a lower opacity and kind of maintain that heavy weight at the bottom of the foot to kind of ground her visually. Whoops, just doing a full-on amputation there. Don't want to do that. Okay, and this, I clearly need a smaller brush, but we're just doing, like I said, this is just kind of a rough sketch. So in photography, the main component of any photograph, whether, you know, it's planned, in studio, on location, whatever, is light. The light makes or breaks an image, whether it's low key, low lit, drama seeking, very small amount of light in the image, or whether it's bright, sunny, airy, high key, any of that stuff. The light makes the difference. Hi! How are you today? I'm working on the same thing I was working on 4 days ago. I haven't touched it since. Some kitty cutouts. Good, I'm good. I'm in the tedious part here. No, I need it. Go ask Bubby. Okay, I've got topics today. Let me get my hand to a sore spot, and then I'll go look at what the topics are. Oh, this is like sleepy music. All right, I probably should have photographed this cat. Wonder if this should come up. I should have photographed this cat before streaming today, but I didn't. And I definitely want to try to maintain the little tufts of fur. And then the whiskers again, I think I learned my lesson with the whiskers. I think we'll just go ahead and chop these whiskers and give her a whole new set. Here we go. All right, and she's got this texture right here is perfect. So I definitely want to maintain that. And obviously I'm going to lose a big chunk of this to her paw kind of reaching up over. But I don't want to lose it yet until we're 100% sure, because I really like that texture, and I hope that we can either hold on to it or transplant that somewhere else, that the cat, in some other part of the cat. And her name, I don't know if I said her name. Her name is Zuzu Bailey from the movie It's a Wonderful Life. And we had a Mary Bailey before, and she came to us sick from the shelter. We didn't know that. So she was not with us very long. Rest in peace, Mary Bailey. And then we got Zuzu here at Christmas. And that, her head looks weirdly shaped. Am I leaving part of it on there maybe? All right, this is all probably gonna need a good once over. Thank you. I thought so too. Her name at the shelter was Hyena. Which we were like, not probably gonna keep that. Okay, so I'll go really, really small just to go around those edges. No, I'll have to go in. Come on now. We're really getting into little bitty details here. If I were to list my top 10 favorite movies, probably 7 of them would be Christmas movies. I love a good Christmas movie. I love a bad Christmas movie. I guess one of them is technically Thanksgiving. And I talked about that the other day for Home for the Holidays with Robert Downey Jr. Absolutely love that movie. So there we go. We'll just kind of get some fur texture. Oh, that's a different. All right, now we can decide what to do with that leg. And I kind of forgot what her whiskers looked like in this angle. That's probably 1%, 15 opacity. I think that's probably. It looks goofy up front. That's okay. All right, I appreciate it. Okay, I'm gonna back up a little bit and see if that looks, uh-oh, I got crazy there. Oh, that's not even the right cat. Okay, that one's working. The whiskers are working. It's so, I mean, it's such a fine detail that, you know, we'll figure that out later. I'm gonna duplicate this because I don't want to have to do that again and hide one. And I think maybe we'll just move this a little bit because I really want to keep I wonder if we could just warp this into working. Because I'd really like to hold on to that. That's, I mean, not a ton, but welcome back. I might just, there's like a weird hair situation going on over. I think I'm gonna go ahead and merge those. And then duplicate that. And I'm gonna see where I am saving this. Okay, so I'm saving that out in the front. So I've got to decide what I've got. One more competition between now and when I'm going to enter PPA district competition. So if they merit there, then they are sealed going into IPC, which is a phenomenal place to be. And last year I was lucky enough that all 4 of my photographic open images sealed, so I could just focus on my master artist stuff, which is really what I want to be focusing on right now, since I have my master photography degree, but I don't have my master artist degree, and I want it. So that's an awesome place to be. And it's like, if I think about it less, if I focus less on photographic open, the better I end up doing. Oh, I imagine. My husband loves, I have 2 monitors right now, And my tablet is just a tablet. It's not like a tablet you look at. And I was really resistant to using 2 screens, but now I really like it. I'm resistant to technological changes, period. But I usually like them once I get used to it. Okay. All right, let's see here. I think I'm going to take a really short break and restart Photoshop and give it an update because it's acting kind of weird right now. So I'll be back in like 2 minutes. Okay, I'm back. It was significantly faster than 2 minutes, which means it probably didn't help it all that much. But now I've got some fresh eyes on my kitties, and I already did I started to do the color and stuff for these. Let's see, camera left, kitty. So, well, it is working a little faster. So I'll just go ahead and do these. Is that music too loud? I know I'm hearing it differently than you are, but just in case. I wonder if maybe it was a mistake to reduce noise in the fur so much. But I've done it to all, yeah, it probably was. I've done it to all of them, so now I'm in too deep. Here we are. So I just want the kitties to match, even though they've got like a little bit of a yellow tint. I want them to match each other, and now I don't remember exactly how I did that. So that's an experiment. Let's see, maybe there clearly is more yellow in there. And we might end up just putting all the cats on a layer together and then, you know, adjusting. But we could do that all at the same time. They have to match here to start off with. So we're going to lower the opacity just a bit till they all kind of go together. Merge those and duplicate again, and then save. And then the kitties they don't match the kitty she's holding yet, but I also, because her kitty, the original Zuzu, is not on a separate layer anymore. So, I'm not going to do that till the very end. Okay, so we'll go back under here and give Zuzu the fourth. Let's see. So I'm trying to shift the lighting so you can see the angle here. We'll start over here. You can see the angle here. This one needs to maybe adjust a little bit because it might need to come this way. And then it's turning this way, and then it's turning this way. So that spotlight that is on her and Zuzu dancing is the main light. It feels like Friday to me tonight. Let's see, let's go back in and hide that one, and I'm gonna go in with smaller, not tiny. But the texture is definitely something that I want to work on. I took the St. Bernard's texture for granted when it was so easy on me. And now I'm not taking, I will not take Easy Fur for granted anymore. I do want to maybe change that tail to a white tail if possible. But we'll see if that's even. And then like her paws are kind of splayed out weird. They kind of look like fingers. So definitely some reshoot opportunities in here. And then I'm going to dodge a little bit too. And then we'll go small. Okay. So I've got to narrow it down to 4 and 4. And some that I didn't expect to do well, did well. I've got Portrait Masters scores are posted next Tuesday, but I screwed up and I did what I have had the tendency to do every single year with those, and ended up excitedly entering what I had, thinking that would help me narrow it down. And then I have other contests and I make improvements, and the version that I enter in Portrait Masters ends up being really old and outdated by the time the scores were even announced. So I did that again, even though last year I saw the error of my ways. But I did it anyway. And I did okay. Like, I've never done terrible. But the first year I entered that, it was the first year that they had it. So I just threw in one image. I had one ready to go for district competition, and it got silver and was 7th overall. And I was like, okay, like, this is the contest for me, the competition for me. They get me. But, you know, okay. I think that the addition of these kitties was good. It's been good. Okay, so one of the judging comments was that her face and the cat's face were, I forget how the exact words that they used. They were different contrast, I think was the terminology they used, which I'm not really seeing it as different contrast. So I would love some feedback on that. One thing that makes it a little difficult is this kitty, Miss Zuzu, has like a triangle of gray on the shadow side of her face. So we're flattening her face because we can't really see that shadow. It's just this harsh triangle. So, you know, I don't really know. I don't want to take it out. I feel like I would give her like kind of a human nose. I don't want to do that. Oh, I do see one thing that I can do here is maybe define some of these hairs a little better. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Well, I hope your week gets better. Maybe you need some time staring at a cat. I've been shocked at how helpful that actually is. Okay, I like those added whiskers. I feel like they're really gonna hate them. But sometimes you just have to do it anyway, you know? One of my most favorite pictures of all time did so poorly in competition. It came in second overall at the NAPCP competition, but in all of the ones that I really value, the PPA competitions, it did really, really badly. And it's, to this day, one of my favorite pictures, probably my most favorite picture ever. It's the only picture that I have of all 6 of my children, and it spawned an exhibition piece that is my favorite exhibition I've ever done. Particle shop. I'm gonna write that down. I feel like you told me about that before. Man, whiskers are tough. I underestimated. I overestimated work that cats are, because honestly, I don't really have to do anything. But especially compared to dogs, like puppies. But to edit cats is a whole new beast. Which is why I guess you really don't see a lot of... There's one photographer that does a lot of little bitty kittens that don't have their eyes open. But nobody else touches cats, and I get it now, man. I was too late to that, and I'm in too deep. Okay, what do I want to do here? Like, I know it needs a ton, and I don't feel like reshooting right now. So here we are. I know what I can do. I can do some kind of dragging on, like clean up this belly a little bit, because I really like to have this one wrapped up. It probably won't be tonight if I'm being realistic, because I'll take a break and step away from it, work on some other stuff, some other images, because I really want to narrow down my case. And narrow down makes it sound like, oh, I've got all these awesome finished. That's not the scenario at all. I just have to figure out which ones I'm going to put more effort into and which ones I need to let go. And these competitions that have unlimited entry, I really struggle with just picking a few favorites. I end up just like, oh, let's just throw this one in there. This one might do well. And then I'll get one that sticks or really like connects to the judges, and I didn't see it coming, like Break and Stitch. And they have like whole stories going on, which I think is cool, because I tend to create stories that can't really go sideways. Oh, you're good. What competition? I know it's not PPA. I know how you feel about PPA. I'm gonna, oh, Coastal Carolina. That sounds amazing right about now as we get ready for more snow. I'm okay with the snow. I'd be okay with spring too. Is it unlimited entry? Oh, here, let's get into this again. Now that I'm in here real deep, oh, so you're one of those that you don't fill out your case completely. What's happening? Here we go. So there's some texture, but then when you compare it to like the St. Bernard picture that I showed earlier, you see what fur texture should look like. And this ain't it. But we can get it there. And I just have to decide what is more time efficient. If it makes more sense to just continue working on what I've already got, or if it makes more sense to reshoot and start from there. You know, I have seen some recently really do well without presentation, and the funny thing is, oh, I'm working on the wrong thing. Some images don't need presentation, and some do. Some look better with it. None of them do the way I present things. And truly, when I present things in real life exhibition, it's a white mat and maybe a black frame. I don't make that a part of the presentation, except for my clients. I do for my clients, because I consider that differently. I consider that, their finished artwork. So maybe that's how I should look at it. Probably. Just give some nice. Very nice. Congratulations. Wow. Oh man, that's reminiscent of the days with 100s. It was always so cool to see somebody get a 100, unless it was right before your own image was coming up. What was it? What was your subject matter? Was it snakes? Oh, that's cool. That's probably one of the originals, one of the OGs photography competition. That's cool. Is that what you're going to enter this year? Wildlife. Do you consider that? I guess it's wildlife, right? Or animal. Maybe it's probably considered animal. I'd like to see the perfect score. That always fascinates me, if you don't mind sharing. It's very dramatic music here. And I'm not gonna get too crazy on this tail because like I said, I think I'll probably I'd like to replace this with a white tail, especially since it's over here in the dark. And I see a bunch of kind of just kind of ghost. And sometimes it's easier to see in the streaming screen than it is in mine. Okay, let's go back to this. Make that a little stronger. Is that even doing anything? It doesn't look like it. Okay. Can I share that on my screen? Or we'll just let everybody click on it. You can click on it there. Oh yeah, that's the same one. That's cool. What time of day was that? Oh, I can't, okay. I'm gonna share. Here it is. This was on screen last week too. Round of applause. I remember the very first 100 scoring image that I saw judged, and it was a snow scene, and I was pretty new, so I was like studying it, trying to figure out. I get it now, and it's not that I didn't get it then. I just wouldn't have looked at that at that time beforehand and been like, that is an amazing image for competition. Like, it wouldn't have stood out to me because I was. Okay. I wondered if it was, it's got solid directional light. So that's good capture. Obviously. And this kitty and her eye makeup is just, I love it. But it makes it very difficult. I think somebody just knocked on my door. They'll just have to wait. Yeah, I'll probably have to reshoot that because I don't know. Okay. Was that was the same competition that you're getting ready for? Okay, I'm gonna save this again. Okay, so they said that her legs looked weird. And like one of the other judges was like, yeah, because she's really young and she's on point. So, oh, that's cool. I've never done, did you say, I'm going back now, let's see. Coastal Carolina Fair. Is that like a state fair? I know that our state fair has one. I've never entered it. I wonder if, does her neck need a, okay, that's good. I wonder if her neck needs a little highlight. I'm gonna go back here to it and maybe dodge just, because she's got this highlight on her chin. And then maybe burn, that's a little big. go. Let's see. I'm going to finish that up and then I'll just stop and see what we think of that. Let's try and make it all make sense. Okay, so I made the mistake of Okay, so take that out. Okay. So I wanted to do that. So I could make it less. Okay, we'll be here. Or I'll be here alone. Because I don't think anybody else is on. Alright, I'm going to merge those. And I'm going to duplicate so that I don't mess that up again. There's this weird little highlight that I'm going to fix too. And this is when I start obsessing with stuff that it doesn't really matter. No, I don't like that. You know what? I'm going to leave that because that might actually just make sense. Cat shadows. Okay, so on this layer are the shadows and that on her neck. She has such a strong highlight on her face, I feel like it needs that. Okay, so they said that her legs looked weird, as they would for a little girl standing on point. Welcome back. I haven't made any progress. You missed nothing. I was obsessing over a piece of hair. Okay, so now let's look at these feet. She needs some weight under her feet, I think. So let's go. And then here's what I'm gonna do. Is a nice big no, that's too big. Nice, less big. No. Here we go. And then bigger. Then we'll just erase it back. go. And then I'm gonna take the and we'll go with the big and then I'm just kind of messing. We'll go a little. Okay. Merge and save. And I don't just do save, I do save as because I don't trust I don't trust save. All right. So, okay, let's keep looking at her legs and what we can do to make them, because normally ballerinas on point will have deeply defined quad muscles, calf muscles, and oh, do you use Flash? I feel like Flash with macro would be difficult. Cool. What kind of Flash do you use? So there's definitely weirdness going on around her leg that I need to define, because her leg and, oh, I love Godox. Her leg and the background are really similar in color. At least they are to me. Maybe they aren't to you. But I can only see what I see. All right, so I'm going to make sure that this layer is completely identical to the one below it. Okay, and we'll try to get this puppy better defined. Isn't that funny how not everybody's like this. Some people are like technology junkies, but I've used the same 2 camera bodies for 15 years. And actually, I basically use the one I have, the other as a backup. But I use the same lens that's kind of falling apart and the same body and same flash setup. That's just what I'm comfortable with and I feel like works well for me. Okay, so I'm just gonna go the entire length of her foot and leg. Hi, baby. And try to define, and I'm gonna get this as just like an imperfection backdrop. Try and get rid of any haloing. You can kind of see some right there. I'll probably start using my stylus at some point, but I'm already using this now. We're already in here, you know. I do think this is probably the year that I need a new camera, and I kind of hate that, even though, you know, I should be excited to get new equipment. I don't send mine to get serviced as often as I should because I have trust issues, I guess. I don't trust Nikon. Ooh, that's a big brush. We don't need that. We don't even need that. Okay, I don't want to lose that. So you can see, since I'm getting a line along her leg, that there's definitely a fair amount of haloing. So that needed to be addressed. Oh yeah, I have no problem with people loving gear. I'm just not that. I'm such a creature of habit. I like, and when I get new gear, then I want to get the same model so that everything is in the same place. The buttons are all the same. But I switched, when I shot on film, I shot Canon and then switched to Nikon when I moved to digital. And I don't really remember why. I don't know that I had any like well-informed reason or anything. It was probably like I probably got what was on sale. And I have a long lens that I used to use outside a lot when the bokeh fad was thick. You know, and everybody wanted to like Meg Bitten and like just bokeh the background out to oblivion. And that's still fun sometimes, but I don't shoot like that all the time now. Oh, this needed to happen. Yes, I agree. And I don't do that though. I think it's cool for people that do. Yeah, that would definitely have to be a separate hobby. One is much more expensive than the other. Okay, so tell me, what is your most obscure piece of photography equipment? For a long time, I wanted a lens baby because those were really popular. And I never got one, and I just learned the effect in Photoshop. So it produced much more predictable results because I was creating them. 135 2.8, I bet that is milky. I like it. Okay, I'm going to take this a little bit bigger, but I'm going to remember 7 so I can go back to it. Is Kelda the brand? I've never heard of that. I'm gonna look. I'm writing that down too. Nobody has. It's a secret. It's like okay, so I'm seeing with this color getting cleaned up, I've got some opportunity in here to create more definition that needs to happen around her legs and torso too. Definitely some opportunity, you know, and these young dancers, they don't hold their bodies in the same way that the older, more experienced dancers will. And the dancers are so specific about how they, you know, their form should be. Well, I don't go into a lot of back alleys and buy trench coat gear, but I'll give it a shot. I'm okay with that. Well, I only have 1.5 kidneys, so that might not, depends which one they take. They can take the broken one. And then who's really ripping who off? Yeah, there's a strong halo around here that it's funny because that wasn't really mentioned in the judging, but now that I'm getting into it. There are all kinds of kidneys in this house. For now, maybe I shouldn't advertise that. Some spunky music for kidney talk. I need to edit to the beat. It's more effective. Okay, I have a question. Okay, would you, where is it? Oh, you know what's funny? Would you rather donate? So one of the questions, I asked my Facebook friends to come up with questions that I could talk about while I'm editing the same thing I've been editing for, 8 or 9 years. And one of the questions was, would you rather donate part of your liver or kidney to like somebody that needed it? Which organ would you give up? I don't think anybody would want my kidney for reasons I already stated. But I would give any body part that I could live without. If I'm not using it, have at it. Oh, are you on the registry? I am too, but I haven't matched. Oh, it's someone you knew. Wow. I'm on the registry, but I think I age out this year. They don't want my old, dusty organs now. I feel like I'm starting to obsess about things that really aren't even visually impactful to this photograph. But here we are. I turned 40 in December. So I just missed having a birthday party on Twitch. 35's a good age. Okay, I want to make sure I'm preserving this highlight on her arm. Here we go. Yeah, take caution and not start duplicating cattails here. Yeah, and this got a little muddy, so I might go in and clean that up too. Here we go. Now, that looks like it's part of the tool, but I don't think the tool goes down that far. It doesn't. So let's see, has this affected? Not really. Okay, I like that. I can get on board with that. I know what you mean about the gear, where you feel kind of like you don't want to. I don't think the only gear I've ever sold was light meters, and they're not even like worth that much. But I just like don't know when I might want it again. And I sold my first camera in college, and I have always been a little mad at myself that I didn't keep it, but I didn't think I would be a photographer. Okay, so that did make a difference on the leg. There's before, there's after. I see a good solid difference. So I'll run along the other side legs too. Because that really, I want to get rid of this little like dust or whatever is going on there. I don't feel like that about my organs though. Take it. I would give away an organ before gear probably, which is, it's a little twisted. little priority check there. And if it was somebody that I knew, I don't know. I feel like I get to know them. They're probably all right. Get out my organs. I give blood every 9 weeks if they let me. Sometimes my hemoglobin is too low. And it's pretty cool now with when you give blood, they tell you exactly like where your blood goes. So I can tell you the exact hospital or whatever, which is pretty neat. Floor in the studio is clearly dirty. I should probably do a little spring cleaning. Now this doesn't seem to be having the same cleanup effect. What is happening here? It's like a weird sketch on it or something. Okay, kind of messy. And this isn't, down here it is, but for the most part it's not creating a line. And that's just because there was a dark patch there. The other one was like a clean. There's not a lot of definition there. So I might need to darken that backdrop a little bit. That's true. They're not unlike each other. I've been on the kidney, or it's actually bone marrow, I think primarily, the bone marrow registry for a few years. I joined that right after my mom passed, and I've never, of course, matched with anybody, but I went back on there. Some very good friends of ours are looking for a match, and I went on to make sure that everything's up to date and all that good stuff. And I saw that you can only be on there until you're 41, and when you're 41, you're like moved into the old, retired organ category. Now there's a nice solid line. I guess so. Next, they want youthful organs. Thank you very much. I don't know how different mine will be in 9 or 10 months, but maybe I should be concerned about the state of my organs. Now this is a little sloppy. We'll get that cleaned up. I don't know what is going on there. Definitely need to work in this area. And this is one of those things, like, I didn't get in here and pixel peek before, and maybe I should have, because there's kind of a red hot mess situation happening. Just kind of smooth it out like if you were drawing with charcoal. And this is just like I don't know if you can see a definition there. I cannot, and I'm assuming that it's at least in part because I'm colorblind. I don't like all these like dust or little dirt things on the backdrop either. All right. Okay, so well, that was messy. Yes, it is. It is rampant in my family. My sister and I both are. Our dad is. And all three of my sons are. Now, my daughters aren't. Whoops. Most of the men on my dad's side of the family are. And not just a little bit. Like, we're not even in the ballpark. I'm not as colorblind. Why? What is, I mean, I knew it was, but I don't know why. Okay, remember the number 7. Okay, back to number 7. Okay, this definition looks pretty good. Now, getting up here, I need to address that for sure. Huh. Okay, so does that mean it came from my mom's side too? Do you get one from each side? I'm not a science girl, I'm an artist, okay? I know there's a difference there, but I don't see it, so I'm just gonna blur it around a little bit. Okay, so let's see if we made a difference there. I think so. I'm gonna save that. Okay. So mom has some colorblind gene in her side of the family. And we know Dad does. Because the man can't put together an outfit. She always kept him in check, though. All right. Let's see here. I feel like the legs still need some work. That helped, though, for sure. Let's blend it a little more. That was not at all helpful. Nope. Oh, so that means my husband does too. So it's not all my fault that our kids are, well, not all of our kids, just the boys. No, that's not right then, because they could have gotten it just, the boys could get it just from me. That's right, so it is my fault. Never mind. There we go. I'm gonna save it again. All right, I'm gonna check and see what the next questions were. one of them was, is cereal a soup, and why? That's what I'm so impressed with, people who can be like genuinely be random. Because I am heavily influenced by when somebody asks for something random, and then I end up just like being distracted by the other answers. Okay, so does this grayed out spot need some color? Maybe. No, my husband is not colorblind. He gives me a hard time often. He'll be like, you can't see that? No. And the answer is no. But the boys all are. Although one is not ready to admit that. Okay, I'm gonna saturate this a little bit. And then I'm gonna erase back on a good portion of those. And merge those. Oh yeah, okay. Don't tell him. That'll just be our little secret. Although it's kind of hard to hide. He 100% knows. Okay, let's see here. I wish I had a white cat tail just sitting around that I could probably parlay one of her arms into a tail, which sounds weird, but you know, visually, I think we could make that happen. So maybe we'll, okay, making sure those are exactly the same. I want to give her legs a little more definition, but she's not gonna have the same that's cool. Did you take the colorblind test with what? That's too much. with the little circles, and there are supposed to be numbers inside them. Okay, if we're only at 8%, why is this so dark? And we're down into the absolute minute details. But those are important. Those details are important. Okay, so let's dodge a little here. Yeah, see, that's still a little much, and I just don't know what else I can do to define these legs, because she's a little girl and her legs are not going to have that same definition that the big girl's legs would. That helped a little. The light be coming from here. Okay, so let's just look at it all together. Okay, I'm gonna take this down and then merge and duplicate. And you know it, I'm gonna save. That was lesson learned a couple times over. All right. All right. So I feel like her legs are better than they were. A little more defined. Let's see. Okay, would she have more of a shadow under here with Kitty? Let's try it. So we'll start at 100% and get rid of those edges. And then get rid of it off Kitty's paw. Oops, I'm pretty sure I went off script there. Okay, let's see. How would this Okay. Let's see. All right. I like Kitty's shadow. Oh, let's get in there and make sure we erase it off of the paw. Okay, pretty happy with that. Merge, duplicate, it's a normal part of my workflow. All right, all right. All right, this is definitely better than when I started. Where's the middle kitty? I'm gonna duplicate middle kitty and see what we can do about the tail. Maybe this will be a quick, let's see, okay. All right. Bigger than that, and I'll go I don't like that one as much. Okay, I'm gonna cancel that and redo. I'm gonna start over. Oh, this music's gonna put me to sleep. It's like a meditation. No, that's, whoops. I'm moving the whole cat. Okay. Whoops. There we are. So how do you like using your tablet? Oh, I don't like that either. Cancel that. Redo. I thought I wanted a tablet that you could, as you were drawing, actually look at where you're drawing. And I got used to this a whole lot quicker than I thought I would. Oh, nice. What do you use Capture One for? Where'd my cat go? Okay, we'll cancel this and try again. Oh, okay, well, I don't shoot raw. Gotcha. There. It's a dancing tail if I ever saw one. Okay. And if anybody has a better title for this, let me know. Because, so it was a Sugar Plum Kitty. Now that we've added kitties, I was going to go with Dance of the Sugar Plum Kitties. But I'm not in love with that title by any stretch. There's something better. And this is a little too, it's a little too dark and kind of gray. Oops, we're empty because we're still on the kitty. Okay, so I'm definitely going to have to lower that opacity, but there we go. Merge, duplicate, and save. And the reason I get to this point and I save after basically every action is because if I don't and I lose and need to reproduce it, then I don't want to have to try to remember all these little minute details that what's going on there, that I need to handle again. So I'll lose work that I've already done. I feel like I already did this. Pretty sure I did. Maybe I created another problem in cleaning up a different one. There we go. Oh, okay, so we didn't finish, I think we did the inside of her leg. I'm not sure we did this side. So just in case, I think I did. But regardless, we'll do it now. I feel myself glaring. This sounds like the Christmas music that's, you know, they bring it down in the middle. It's something orchestra. Maybe. Maybe not. I'm not sure. Okay. Let's bring out the burn. Feel the burn tool. And give some deeper shadows under the tape. I'm gonna go down to 3 pixels. And I put different shoes on her. So, we changed the light a little bit. And I need the judges, some of them really understood and were vocal about girls this age that are on point. But I can't be sure that they'll either understand or be vocal about it. Because even if they understand, if they don't say it and somebody's not familiar with dancer ages or something like that, then they're gonna feel like that it doesn't look like your typical dancer pictures, because it doesn't, and it's not going to. Oh, see, that is a huge difference. Oh, I love it. So I'm going to darken that, but I'm also going to adjust the color because I don't want to drain it. And the yellow really brightens it. Okay, so I'm at 100. And then take it down to like 41. And let's see how it looks backed up. Okay, so let's take a smaller than that, and lower opacity. And then let's burn a little bit. All right, let's look at it overall and see about we'll go ahead and merge those and duplicate, and then smooth those out. So we'll dodge. And then that's already got a highlight, so we're just kind of matching that. Okay, merge those, and then again, duplicate and save. And then I see a little cleaning up that I need to do too. So, get in there. And this is the last set of eyes. This next competition is the last set of eyes that'll be on it before district. So after this, I'm just going to take the feedback that I can get and do the best I can, you know, with any luck. I'll have some seal. And hopefully not just seal. Hopefully they seal, you know, at a good, whoops, you know, and with a good showing. Okay. All right. Shoot, a lot of work for nothing very noticeable. All right, let's see here. We definitely need to still work on the kitties. I'm gonna look at, just to take a break from seeing that same thing over and over, I'm going to, what am I gonna do? Oh yeah, okay, so these are the two that I have already put into uh-oh. That's weird. Okay. So I've already put these into the folder. I cleaned up his arm a little bit. And, oh, what in the world? I wonder if it's too big. All right, we'll clean up. I'm gonna delete the layers that are hidden right now, because if they're hidden right now, we just don't really need them. Okay, and we'll save it as Sugar Plum Kitty Progress 2, which is like probably the 50th, 50 something. What is keywording? I don't even know what that is. Doesn't sound like a party though. It doesn't sound like a, well wait, it's not Friday night, a Thursday night. Oh, never mind, keywording. Okay, I've never I've never heard it used as a verb, but I'm following you now. And no, that doesn't sound fun. I always get obscure, so I have to just remember vaguely the time period that it came from. And as I'm at this longer, you know, that's more difficult. Okay, so I'm gonna make sure, I'm gonna look over here. There were some stitching lines. I still have one. Can you see it? I can see it on this screen. I cannot see it on the screen that I'm actually working on. Oh, there it is. Okay, see right around there? Super minute, but they spotted that thing. So I think it was one of those things, like they were discussing it. It was up there a long time, and it gave them a chance to find stuff they didn't like. Because one judge really, really loved it, which I super duper appreciate. The arm looks better than it did. It was a little muddy, and now it still has a line thing on it though, so I feel like I could fix that real quick. Maybe at 50% though, because I'd rather have to go over it a couple times than. I'll be here. What's everybody else up to tonight? Let's hear it. Entertain me. And if you missed the conversation earlier, would you rather give up kidney or liver? Part of your liver. You can keep part of it. Whoa. So I'm gonna hope that there's a judge that this really speaks to, like there was last time. And they were coming up with stories about him, and it was awesome. And it's really, honestly, it's such a gift to hear people's honest, genuine response. Even if it's not what you want to hear. I didn't get the scores that I would have liked out of this competition, but it's such a pleasure to even like be a part of this. I love that this is my job. And I feel like with this texture, I could just keep doing this all day long, but I don't want to do that. I'm going to duplicate that. I feel like the definitions, everything looks pretty solid here. Maybe I'll just touch that up a little bit. Here comes my pup. This one was definitely the dark horse that I did not expect to do well, and it did, and I'm excited about it. But I just felt like I wasn't sure what direction to go, and that they kind of, it was cool because I usually pride myself on not leaving any side roads open for the narrative and the story. And this one I did, and I wasn't sure what direction to take it in, so I left it alone. And it was cool to see them in real time finish the story. This is a choose your own adventure photograph. Hi, Bravey. He says hi with his paws. And he's already gone again. And this is just like the finest line, but I just don't want it to distract. So this is definitely out of my normal wheelhouse, and I like that. That's exciting. I'll merge those and just see. So this is where we were, where the judges saw it this last time, and it had progressed some since the last time even. And now we've got the shoulder cleaned up. One of the judges talked about the direction of lights for the heart and the boy being different. That was kind of part of the story that I wasn't finished telling. And one of the other judges got that, which was pretty cool. Other than that, there was something around the stomach that had a weird, maybe it's that. Oh, I see, that's his hand. Maybe make that, whoops, not that. Make that a little more apparent that that's his hand. And I'm also going to burn with like 2 pixels. Oh. Take it way over here so I can see it. And just connect. Now I don't see, oh yeah, I do. Okay, well I'm gonna duplicate this because I don't wanna undo what work I've already done. Yeah, there is some weirdness going on back there. So we'll go more than I'm looking at my other screen because for whatever reason on my streaming screen I can see this better. I think it's probably because of the light that I just looked at. Now I can't see either. Getting a little laggy too. So I don't want any glow. There is a ton. You can see he's got goosebumps. There's a ton of definition in this piece, and that's what I like. I tend to over smooth, and I left this one pretty raw as far as textures go. So I don't know how I feel about that camera right arm. It's got like almost bruising. I think I'm good. I think I'm good with it. Okay, so I'll save this again. And then in that folder, I'm gonna go ahead and put a finals folder because I wanna save the full-size images and make sure that I don't only save the compressed ones, because I've done that before and it sucks to realize that you did a ton of work, incredible detail, and then compressed it so that you can't even print big. Because what good are any of these? Oh, okay. What kind of spider? Deadly? Radioactive? Let's see it or hear about it. Oh, I've never even heard of that. Okay. My my spider knowledge is little or big and scary or fast. Honestly, fast is way scarier to me than even big. Because the big, slow, like wolf spiders don't really move. I'm okay with that. They can exist. Ooh, my phone is blowing up tonight. Okay, so as long as I can leave this one alone, I think that's ready. I'm pretty pumped on it, actually. And over here you can see, in this screen over here, I can see like some rib definition. And in the screen that is calibrated, I can't. So I don't know if I should help that along or just let it be. Okay, let's hear it. You know, I've considered that. In fact, I did that with, okay. Or you know what, hold on. Let me pull this one up because it's still in consideration for some of these. This is one of them. This is one that last year I submitted in my early competitions and it kept consistently getting 79, 79, 79. And there wasn't enough discussion for me to have something to go off of. So I just kept kind of like little minute tweaks that really don't make a difference. 79, 79, 79. And I haven't given up on it. Plus, I didn't have the rest of my case done. So I've had it in competitions this year. Resubmitted. I had changes that I wanted to make and I just didn't have time. So I resubmitted the exact same thing. And again, it was 79, but they gave some discussion. So it was cool to see, like, they didn't really, they maybe got the story, but it wasn't like this one where I didn't finish the story and they finished it for me. And in this one, I thought I had finished it. And they were like, I think maybe I get the story, but I'm not sure. So I would rather I've had the same judges a couple of times, even though there's a wide pool of judges, the same few have been in there with a few extras. And it's interesting to me to see how they play off of each other and how that affects how they view. Because some judges are immovable in their opinions and it won't ever, nobody's going to talk them into anything other than what they're already seeing. And then others have really good back and forth, and that's what I love watching. But I do want to work on this one. That'll probably be next in the queue if I can make myself leave these alone. Hopefully I already saved that. Oh, it doesn't look like I did. That's not like me at all. And I do think that, like, you get them in a good mood, you get them on a different day, because I've heard people say, you know, hundreds only on that day with that panel. And I've had cases that I felt like were really going to be strong and do well, and they didn't. And the 2 cases I had that were medalists, they were pretty strong, but like, right, no politics involved at all. You know, I do wonder, because there are some people, you get to a point where you know immediately on seeing something that's their image, and that's hard to separate yourself. So I don't know. Just being human, I guess. This is the other one. Now it looks like it's a weird color. Yeah, something like that. Does this look like a weird color on everybody else's screen? Like kind of a yellow. Might be a little too yellow. So what if I just darken? Now we're starting to go gray in there though. Yes. That's what I mean. Like, it's kind of a small circle. And, you know, they're supposed to DQ themselves. But even if they haven't worked directly with the person or with the image, there are some people that I don't even know them personally, but when their image comes up on screen, their style is so distinct that you know immediately who it is. And how do you judge it with no bias whatsoever? Because just naturally as humans, we have a bias one way or another for the most part. Obviously, not always, but I don't know. So I'm just gonna give some, I'm gonna go a little lower here. They put it on, I did my Pretzel Rocks music and put it on that I didn't know. They were just gonna pick for me. And they are giving me sleepy time music. Yeah, I don't know. There are a few people that are so very distinct. And I don't even know how to describe it because it's not just a style, obviously. And like, you know, I use my kids a lot so somebody could recognize my kids. But, oh, the hair was an issue on here too. What do we think? I like it darker. Yeah, I like it darker. All right, and let's get in there and see about the hair. If that's something that I want to, I kind of don't really, if I'm being honest, I don't really want to get into it, but here we are. Yeah. So you're one of those with the recognizable style. I don't think I'm there yet. I don't know. There aren't many. There are a lot of, you know, fads and stuff like that, but let's go 1 pixel and just to kind of get a little, I don't know, you can't do 2% though. Let's go 10. They wanted to see her eyes open in this, which my personal preference is opposite of that. I feel like there's so much more soul even with her eyes closed. So I'm not going to change that part of it, even though that they specifically mentioned that. And they said that there wasn't quite enough definition in her face, which, you know, define it as best as I can. What just happened to those lines? Okay. So this is kind of experimental because they were not fans of this. But I still believe in it. So here we are. And you can play that tape back for me. Oh, unnaturally posed. Okay. Well, that's not good. Let's see. Okay. I'm not picking up on that at all, but it doesn't really matter because I don't get to rebuttal, you know, when they're looking at my work. And I love this little highlight under her chin. Okay. All right, let's look at the other ones then and see. Let me look over here. If there's a more natural, I don't think I have that many in this. In this particular lighting setup, which it's not terribly distinct, but let's see here. Kind of with her chin tilted up, I don't have a ton. And that's a forced smile for sure. Okay, I'm not going to obsess. Yes, and that's what I want for sure. Complete and total honesty. It's not going to hurt my feelings at all. My husband was the meanest critiquer in college, and we would have to choose somebody's drawing to critique at the end. And whenever it was him, everybody would clench up. But he never chose me. So I married him. But that's not why. That's not the only reason. All right, I'm going to quit looking at this one now, and then I have to decide what other ones. I'd like to just enter my case as I'm planning it for IPC. So if that is what I'm going to do, then Home for the Holidays scored an 81. Here, let me find it. All right, so here's Home for the Holidays. It scored an 81. Honesty is not mean. I agree with that, but it can, there's a fine line to toe between a critique and being mean. And mostly I was just kidding. I was teasing him. No, I don't now. It took a long time. And when I first started entering competition, there were tears. Not at first. It was kind of, it wasn't emotional at first because I was still in the phase where like I thought I was doing awesome. And then I got to the phase where I thought I'd kind of figured it out and I poured a lot into it. And then it was tears. And now I'm just older and thick-skinned, and it just is it offers a cool drive to do something different than day to day. And I love my job, but this is a chance for me to have a creative outlet in addition to what I do for my clients. So this one scored pretty well. They didn't talk about it. I don't have any. I know it has stuff too. I'm gonna check and see if they have any, sometimes they'll do recordings afterwards. So let's see here. I gotta reset my password every time I go to printcompetition.com. Okay. Nope, no audio. So the audio that was recorded was simply from the judging. And since they didn't discuss it, there isn't any audio for that. But I hate to just leave it alone too. But I guess I will. And that'll be my first entry for Master Artist for this upcoming competition. And then, let's see, I've got it doesn't seem like it. Is that it? I know I changed it a fair amount. And this one did better. Is it the same one as? Okay, yeah, it is. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and let me see if that has anything. No, and it scored an 80, so it did better. But I'd still like to see those scores way higher. So if you see any if you have any feedback for me, if you see anything that needs to change, I might. Let's try something here. And this is probably going to be a no, but I will experiment now while it's easy. Okay. So what kind of bee? The big fuzzy cute ones? Like the wood bees? Because I think they don't sting. I've been told they don't sting, so if they do, don't tell me otherwise. Because oh, okay. Is a carpenter bee a wood bee? I'm gonna assume. All All right, make sure that I got all the hard edges and just some more rays in there. I'm pleased with that. Where are we at? IPPG. So I've got 2 master. Okay, yeah, that's probably, I don't know real bee names, but we name the ones. We get 2 wood bees by our pool every year and name them. One was Gerald last year. I think they both were Gerald. I'm not sure that my kids knew that there were 2 different ones because they didn't come at the same time. Some things are best left unsaid. Okay, so for the upcoming competition, I've got 2 master artist finished and 2 open finished, not including this, which will be open. So I need, what were the other ones that I was doing? I do not remember. Oh, this one. I might actually just go ahead and enter this one as is, because I don't think they gave a lot of feedback. Oh, her face, that's right. Yeah, so we can fix that. And we will. There's no audio up for hers yet. But there is for the ASP when they discussed it the next day. It was a 79 at ASP, and then it was an 80 at Pennsylvania's comp. So we are moving in the right direction, but very slowly, very incrementally. She looks like she's been coal mining her little noses. Okay, so let's go smaller and to 100. And then we're just gonna kind of paint on her skin. Okay, so see here. I've kind of gone quiet. Okay. So we're getting there. It's a little too much. All right. I'd say this one probably needs some more work. I keep touching on things that I'm gonna rush through. Yeah, I think there are only two, actually. Two different kinds of bees or wasps. I'm gonna go ahead and put this in the folder so that I remember it exists, because now I've got the cats. All right, so if I count this one, then I've got 3 in photographic open and 3 in bees, and wasps are in the same category at my house. Except bees aren't as scary. And hornets. Bees, wasps, and hornets equal sign. Paper wasp. Oh, hornets are they the exact same thing? I feel like hornets are meaner. That is my unscientific. Okay, so I entered those 3. Actually, okay, so I entered the exact same 6 images that I have right now in my last competition. So I need to decide what the 4th one. Okay, so let's look at, because I had a whole bunch extra. So my options would be this one and this one. And I might actually dress them both up and get them both in there for the next competition and see if I can get more feedback. I have some people coming into my studio next week to work on another concept that I'm really excited about, but it's not going to be a quick throw together. So I don't actually anticipate it being done even for this year. I might actually be working way ahead, which is, I'm pretty impressed with myself over that one. If you have feedback for Build a Ladder to the Moon, or I've got some ideas for this one, so I'm going to work on that probably tomorrow if I get kitties wrapped up tonight. So I'll work on that. If you have some ideas for what could tell more of this story or make it more compelling, I'm open to ideas. One of them's got to go, you know, but I don't know which one. And then I need another one for photographic open, and it might end up just being this one, or it might actually end up being one from that session that I haven't looked into real close. Both of the ones that I entered from that session were kind of experimental. Okay. Okay. I appreciate that feedback. There are some things, and I'll put that back up there since that just popped up. Definitely some things to work on. The stars, the sky could all be more dynamic. And I don't know, there's just something off with it. So I focus on that, and maybe I'll have a dream or something, or it'll just pop in my head and tell me what direction I need to take that. And then this one, I love her expression, but I went a little bananas on the hair and all that. So I don't know. I think maybe an outstretched arm could work. I don't know. As it is, the glow looks pretty even. 2/3 of the way down. Yeah, I agree. I agree. And maybe it's as simple as that. Maybe I'm overthinking it, but I feel like there's just a component missing or something. So I've got two options for the Master Artist case filler, and then I've got not really any. Oh, I forgot about this one. This one has a lot of potential. Was it on here? It was either somebody on stream or a judge that said maybe just, you know what? Oh, I hate to admit it because I love her little feet tucked in there, but that might be maybe a crop more like that. It's still got some grays and some repetition in there that need to change. But I'm gonna move that. I think I will move that in there as a possibility. Okay, so now I'm gonna have too many again. That's okay though. I'm okay with too many. Focused in faith, and then build a ladder to the moon. Why don't I have that one? So I want to work on those. This is going to get expensive to enter all of these. Makes the ladder look like it's hanging in the air. Okay. I just don't know. That one was not well planned. I'm the first to admit. But I'm not over it yet. There's something there. I don't know what I did. There it is. With the all right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for Master Artist, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 for, and nobody likes this one, but I love it. She's like scooping her up. But I'll look into what we can change about that, or just go back into that session in general, and maybe there's something more dynamic that I just skipped over, because that was I had a huge flurry of sessions, and you know, maybe, oh wait, where did I put that? That's in my, it's sisters. And really just maybe a better title would be, she has a perfect face for photographing. So I'm just gonna look through those and see what stands out to me. Okay, back to the kitties, and then I'll wrap it up pretty soon because it's getting late. And actually maybe I will, because I'm getting kind of tired. And my family has been alarmingly quiet. What I am going to do, I think, is okay, so that's got to stay separate. But I think I'm going to put the kitties. Oh, wait, that can't stay. What's happening? Okay, that won't work then. Because we've got this tool in between those two kitties. So we'll have to leave them as is. And then go in and make sure okay, that's cool. I do a lot of compositing, but which kitty am I? There she is. All right. All right, I tell you what, I'm not gonna do more on this right now because if I'm gonna reshoot any piece of these, it'd be easier to just do it all at the same time. So tomorrow morning I will reshoot the kitty body parts, the paws, some fur, and then we can really go to town and make this lighting make sense. So my deadline is 6 days away, and we're pretty close. But this one is more important than the first two because it's not just narrowing it down now, it's really refining them to perfection because this is the last competition before the ones that really matter to me, which are PPA district leading into IPC, and if they seal it district, then I'm done with them. So I would love to medal again, which is going 4 for 4 in any one case. I was a gold medalist this year in Photographic Open. I've never medaled in Master Artist. This will be my 4th year entering Master Artist. The first year I didn't even get a merit. Second year I got a merit and a loan, and then another merit. So that was a good year. Last year was awesome. 2 merits and a loan, which it's not even called loan anymore, but it is in my head. So thank you so much, as always, for your feedback, for your critique, for your company. Oh, okay, let's do that again. You have to talk me through it. And should I turn music off? Probably. Okay, hold on. Oh, and I keep forgetting to do that. Yay, okay. Okay, tell me what to do again. Like I've never done it before. Okay, okay, so I copy that and then I put it in the chat. Okay. I don't know if I'm going to do it right. Okay.
Hi there, Allie. How's it going? Am I using your correct pronoun? Don't want to assume. Hi there. How's your stream? You can end your stream now. We're here. Oh, I know what that means. We have a newcomer in the community.
That's why you my mommy. Please.